So this Versus is gonna get straight up weird. Usually in Versus, I take two like phones and pick a winner. Here I've got two devices that I've loved using and have talked about how much I love them. But it's also kind of like picking a favorite child here. And the Galaxy Fold isn't really a device that anybody should be buying. It's a $2,000 proof of concept at this point. And I've been using both of these phones for a while. I love both of these devices. The iPhone's usually in my pocket. The Fold is the new kid in a brand new form factor. The iPhone's a tried and true rectangle. So I want to compare these two and tell you which one I generally just prefer using. The iPhone 11 Pro design, it's like peak rectangular slab design. It's tried, it's true, it works, and pretty much every manufacturer's got iterations of the same black rectangle on the front, some sort of color on the back. Having said that though, the phone looks and feels premium. The combination of metal and glass feels really good in the hand. It's got just the right amount of weight on it. I like that they thicked it up a little bit with some bigger batteries. I think the extra girth feels really nice in the hand. Overall, I think Apple does amongst the best when it comes to build. The Fold, though, is something totally different. As far as what it looks like, it opens up. That is something brand new. It's certainly a more fragile device than the iPhone. It's prone to water ingress, it's prone to sand, it's prone to scratching, but all that stuff almost doesn't matter when you open it up and realize it is a freaking foldable phone. It doesn't really get much cooler than that. The version that's getting released versus the version that was recalled we had for a couple weeks, this one feels significantly better. It's got almost like a spring-loaded action when you open it up. You get that satisfying clicking sound when you close it. It just feels fun to use. So I really like that it's almost like two separate phones. It's totally usable here. I guess if you're thinking about it from an iPhone perspective, think about it like an iPhone 4 kind of. It was good for one-handed use. It's kind of what you get here on the outside. Most of the heavy lifting though I did on the inside. I like the aspect ratio is 4:3. The quality of the plastic screen looks really good. I think anything Samsung made in a premium tier is going to look good. I didn't mind that it's a plastic display here. I didn't feel like I was gonna scratch it with my fingernail unless I really tried to dig in there. I think the fragility of the phone is probably a little bit overrated. If you're careful with your almost $2,000 phone, you should be okay. I love the feel of the iPhone though. The frosted glass, the metal on the sides, I think it feels really good in the hands. The screen here is beautiful. The AMOLED technology is great. It is a beautiful display. I wish it had things like ProMotion. Looking at it as a non-90 hertz AMOLED panel, it's certainly amongst the best. I like that it's brighter now in outdoor light. I like that it now conforms to HDR content, so I can watch, HDR10 or Dolby Vision. The screen sort of changes the brightness to go along with that. The speakers are loud. There's not much not to like about the iPhone 11 Pro. So the iPhone 11 Pro's got 4 cameras. It's got 3 on the back. It's got the wide, the ultra wide, the telephoto, and then the regular wide angle on the front. I've talked a lot about those cameras. We got a whole review digging into the detail, the minutia on those cameras. It boils down to they're pretty good in every situation. Ideal light, they're awesome. Where I think you start to see the difference with the iPhone versus a lot of the competition is in less ideal lighting situations. In kind of dusky or indoors, we've got competing light sources coming in. You can see how good the Smart HDR has become on those cameras. The night mode, I love that it just turns itself on. You don't have to go to a separate setting for it. I love that I can shoot 4K 60 with the rear and the front. Video looks amazing. The stabilization is incredibly good. And the versatility of having the telephoto, the wide and the ultra wide is really nice to have. So on the Galaxy Fold side, they have upped things now with 6 cameras. So if you like the camera system on the S10 Plus, you are going to be in luck because that's pretty much what's here with the 3 on the back, the wide, ultra wide, and telephoto. The 2 inside, it's a wide angle and then it's a depth sensor. And then there's a new one, the 6 on the front, just a regular front facing wide angle camera. There's a camera for pretty much everything. And this video is kind of full of some contradictions. I've said many times people look ridiculous taking pictures on tablets. But hot damn, I love taking photos like this and using the screen as a viewfinder, whether it's for selfies or taking photos of stuff in front of me. It's really awesome. And the 4:3 aspect ratio makes it like the world's most perfect viewfinder. The cameras are also really good here. I mean, the cameras that Samsung has put into the S10 and the Note 10 are amazing. They're pretty vibrant. The photos you end up getting, they look a little bit more processed than you get with the iPhone. For some people, they tend to like that. The night mode here is still very good. It's a separate mode. Both of these cameras are really good. I don't think you'd be disappointed if the Fold was a camera system that we're using. I do see some difference though in that less than ideal lighting. So when it comes to cameras, I think the iPhone still has a better camera system. Samsung wins by just having more. But if you're putting these side by side for just cameras, I'm picking up the iPhone. There's a bunch of like intangible stuff here to talk about. The iPhone brings a lot to the table. You get Apple's ecosystem. You get things like iMessage, AirDrop, the new U1 chip for proximity, and probably Apple's version of Tiles coming out. You get Apple Pay, the Apple credit card, a bunch of stuff that's built in that you get with Apple's ecosystem. It's great, you know it. I'm not gonna talk about it too much. Wireless charging on both, which is nice. Battery life is really good on the iPhone 11 Pro, especially the Max that I've been using. You can use things like Apple's AirPods and you get the seamless pairing and that kind of stuff. On the Fold, there's a lot of other intangibles here. You get wireless charging, bilateral wireless charging, sweet USB Type-C, which I hope someday makes its way to the iPhone. The Fold's got 2 batteries, one on each side, so battery life was absolute beast mode. You can pretty much get through 2 days of really heavy usage on the phone. It's got a really nice weight and heft to it. You get the benefits of Samsung Pay. You get Samsung working really closely with Google. The benefits of Android as a whole for customization, for tweaking. Now you can customize not only the one screen, but 2 screens. You can really make this phone your own almost any way you want. Whereas with the iPhone, you can make it any way you want within Apple's confines. Choosing between these 2 phones is tough. I legitimately love each of these devices. The iPhone, it's tried and true. I usually have one in my pocket. I can trust it. I can rely on it. I can let my kids play on it without fear of it breaking. And for as far as I can remember, the first time ever in reverses, it's the cheaper option. The Galaxy Fold, certainly expensive at just under $2,000. It's fragile, it doesn't have water resistance. You could break it if you bend it the wrong direction. It's not kid friendly. But the wonder that I have when I use the phone, it's an emotional connection to a piece of electronics that I haven't had for something in a long time. And it is amazing. People like to look at it. It's a conversation starter. It adds more utility than what you get with a regular rectangle. Doing things that are usually seem mundane to me are more exciting. Scrolling through an Instagram feed, going through Twitter, taking photos, it's more fun because of that big screen. And looking at the Galaxy Fold and using it and holding it, I feel like I'm looking at the future. And I'm holding the first device that's a glimpse of what that future can be. And as much as I love the iPhone, as much as I can rely on the iPhone, and I use everything that iOS can bring, if I gotta pick one of these that I just enjoy using the most, it's still the Galaxy Fold.